And you're local to the area?
Just a nearby village up here, 30 miles.
And you're here today for?
We've got a well scheduled in our village, and this is the first well, so I sort of feel strongly about making a fuss about this well, and I don't know.
So basically, what you're doing? What you're doing? You're trying to preserve.
Farmer, basically.
Oh right, okay. So this will affect your livestock.
Well, and I'm not interested in my livestock. It's the countryside as a whole, the whole landscape, the whole, what we know as beautiful emerald isles. It's part of our heritage, and same as industrial ingenuity is part of our heritage. But also a beautiful landscape, a landscape where we can have some sort of peace, some sanctuary. People should be welcomed a little bit more from industrial areas down into areas like this, for just to share a little bit of what really belongs to all of us.
So basically, you're worried about us losing our green spaces effect?
I'm concerned that we'll end up with a sort of industrial ubiquitous zone right across the countryside with cracking flares, air that's got a scent in the nose, some chemicals which can go through the placenta and do worse damage than thalidomide.
Oh, really, that bad?
Apparently. And I'm particularly concerned with the water table.
Of course.
Clean, clear water, once lost, it's not going to be regained. And there's precious little of it now, in England or anywhere on the world. Clean, clear water, as in, there we go.
And obviously that's vital for agriculture, and we need agriculture as much as perhaps more than we need fracking.
It'll probably come down to food. Yeah, it'll probably come down to food. If the country owes more money than we can afford to pay the interest on at 2% and it jumps to 3%, then we'll be buggered.
Because a lot of agricultural land is being lost, even as we speak, with new housing and developments in the country, etc.
I guess it's a little bit on a war footing without us knowing it. So if we've got a war cabinet, the best of our minds, the best of our hearts, for this country, but for every country, it's not an English thing, it's not a British thing, it's a global thing, and we're seeing people from Palestine and people from Israel sending love messages across the internet to themselves, to each other, belying, the arguments that some politicians will want to line their pockets. We don't need to know who they are, but we do need to know who we are. Absolutely. And where we stand. Absolutely. And what means something to us, and what we want to pass on as our inheritance. Have we made it a little bit better? Have we cleaned up a little bit of the mess? Not only the landscape, in our psychology and our own way of being, our mindset. Do we pass on all our screwed upness to our kids, or do we deal with a little bit, pass on some, they deal with a little bit? This thing, I think we're making it worse. I think it's like selling the family silver to pay the interest on a loan we can't afford and we're not going to pay anyway.
Right, so basically, I'm of the opinion we should just not pay the loan. They're not going to repossess the whole country, are they?
We can't pay the loan if we want to. Yeah. So we're trying to, skin our country when we're not even going to be able to pay the loan.
It's ridiculous. Thank you very much, sir.